Is there anything cuter than this corn cob pipe? My dad smoked out of a corn cob pipe, and I got a really tiny one. So it was like the stoner equivalent to playing catch. Good times. Oh, let me turn on the moon. There it is. Remote control moon, guys. This show is getting advanced as hell. Welcome to the word. This week's word I wrote in segments. Shortly after I started writing it, the Capitol in DC was breached by the Redneck Army, and I wrote some of this while I was watching the coverage live, Somebody asked me why I didn't live stream, and I said, that's gross, dude. Who would want to watch me urinating on YouTube? And then he explained to me that live streaming was just streaming a live broadcast. So maybe I will one day. And with that little intro, here's the word. Hey kids, this week's word is politics. Now, I don't know too much about politics, only that the election was stolen from Donald Trump. But let's try to get through this. This is what I know about politics. I know that people get obsessed with politics. I can't make a single comment about politics without my little sister calling me a white supremacist. Now I'm exaggerating, but just a little bit. Oh shit. That was a racist hand gesture. I'm going to get in trouble for that. To me it means A-OK. Politics today reminds me of a cult. It's less policy and it's more ideology nowadays. There's a funny ideology on the left that we have come to know as social justice warriors. Now, these people were good-hearted folks who got indoctrinated into an extreme ideology. Like there's a new feminism today than there was up until maybe 2007. You know the kind of feminism I'm talking about. Just the other day, a dude opened up a session of Congress with a little speech that ended with Amen. And women. What the fuck? The word Amen literally has no linguic connection to the word men. I hope linguic was the right word. I think it is. The word amen literally has no linguic connection to the word men. But that's where we are today, extreme language policing. Have you ever heard of a thing called woke? Being woke is an ideology where you make problems where there are no problems. Like that a woman shit. Woman. When you're woke, white people are bad. All of them. Inherently bad. There's a woke hierarchy where your right to speak and in what order is assigned into different groups. And I think that's what intersectionality is. Maybe. Folks are divided into groups according to race, gender identity, able, disabled, and you can keep dividing people until you're bored with it. Woke people see race everywhere. They see differences everywhere. And they prejudge people according to which group they fall into. And that's called prejudice. I think all woke people should go back to sleep. What were we talking about? Politics. And how it's like ideology. And like Black Lives Matter is political. And guess what? That group has been colonized by woke white people. There's some black folks out there where when they're asked to go to a Black Lives Matter rally, they go, nah, man, there's going to be too many white people there. Isn't that fucking weird? There's woke white people who are racist against white people. Isn't that some shit? And they tried to change the definition of racism so that you technically couldn't be racist to white people. Of course you can. I was bullied for being white in middle school in Hawaii, where I was a white minority in the school. You can be racist against anyone. There you go. You have my permission. Breaking news as I'm typing this out. Trump supporters stormed the Senate to stop the vote, I think. I'm watching it live now. I just heard a loud bang. I don't think this is going to end well. There's just a bunch of rednecks running around inside the Senate chamber. This is history happening right now. It's fucked up. It was so fucked up. Those folks need to go away really soon. Trump needs to tell people to go home because this is how it happens. Social media. This thing could be diffused with a fucking tweet because there are fucktards who think that Trump is talking directly to them in his tweets, and he probably is too. People are climbing the fucking building on ropes. This is really tense. But how does it end? I'll know by the time I record this show. I think lots of people are going to be shot probably. Like, there's news every few seconds. They're breaking through windows. What if they occupy the fucking building? Law enforcement may not want the mass death. They might be outnumbered. Like, Trump tweeted, go down to the Capitol, apparently. It wasn't even a tweet. It was a speech that he gave that morning. He said, we're going to go to the Capitol. Fucking idiot. Well, these folks overreacted, bro, so tell them to leave the Capitol. Like, remember Branch Davidian? I think it was like a standoff. This may turn into a standoff. Maybe it will fizzle out. I don't know. But I do know that this is history, and I'll just keep typing my thoughts. But yo, fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump right now. This is like 9/11 level history. They got a picture of a redneck standing on Pence's chair in the Senate. Right now, videos just showing rednecks wandering around the Senate chamber. More police and Secret Service showing up. One lady shot. And that lady was shot in the neck and killed. And this breaking, well, Trump just put out a shitty Twitter video. Told people to go home, but also ranted about how the election was stolen from him and them. Real shitty. President Joe spoke first, and he spoke like a president does. Then the actual president posts a retarded Twitter video 15 minutes later. So that was the part of the writing that kind of went into my live thoughts at the time. And I finished up my little writing the day after. Well, let's get back to politics. Some people are so caught up in politics that they unleash their wrath on their own family and friends. If you're a student of critical race theory, you're pretty much trained to attack people for being white. That's just what it is. Like, this shit that just happened in DC has nothing to do with me. It didn't happen because I watched Tucker Carlson. And isn't it kind of fascist to tell people to only watch one media outlet? It didn't happen because America is bad or racist. First of all, America has been very racist. That's truth. But that's corrected through cultural evolution. I've talked about that before. It's an ongoing process, and we're always learning the right things to do. It takes time. Now, I haven't read all of critical race theory doctrine, but I can say from what I know about it that it's a backwards move. I mean, I've researched it a little. I know the gist. I actually respect the heart that it comes from. People who kind of go too far sometimes are motivated by a good heart and compassion, I believe, but it's being put to the wrong use. On CRT, the solution to hate isn't to redirect the hate elsewhere. The solution to racism isn't to hate white people for being the main culprit historically. You can see videos of white people apologizing for being white, videos of woke white people kissing the feet of black men to show their humility. That's weird. Really weird. So what ramps up this anti-whiteness? You guessed it, social media. And a quick side thought here. I'm not mad about anti-whiteness because I'm white. I'm mad about the trend of anti-whiteness because it's racist. And I'd feel the same way if I was black. So what ramps up all this anti-whiteness? You guessed it, social media. I scrolled through my Facebook a little bit ago. Now the day after the Senate breach and just so many people hating on white people in general. Not the rednecks who stormed the Capitol. There was a few black dudes there too. But white people in general. And what happens when one of your friends posts something about white supremacy? You post about it too. Because you're one of the good whites. You're one of the good whites. Or talking about how bad the country is because of this incident. This was a huge incident, but it's unprecedented. It's never happened before. Nah, this is a great country. And I would be labeled racist by some people by saying such a thing. The country has a tragic past, but so does humanity. We can't move forward if all we talk about is the past. But these SJWs received a perfect situation where they can spout off about white people and the country. Yo, these were a group of very special retards who stormed the Capitol. I mean, to breach the office of senators and take selfies of themselves, these folks are going to federal prison for a long time, at least a good handful of them. The sickest thing I saw on social media was the bloodthirst. Radical liberals really wanted these folks to get shot. There's posts about why didn't they get shot? Now you want police violence? By the way, the cops did shoot somebody in the neck and killed her. A veteran. Really dumb. I won't speak ill of the dead, but anybody who entered that building was not right. So the cops did shoot and kill an unarmed person. So there's one for you. Did you want police to open fire on hundreds of unarmed people? Really? Like, what if they shot a black Trump supporter? Like, would that break your brain? Look, the situation got out of control. Law enforcement found themselves outnumbered very early on. When the forces were called in and Trump made a shitty video announcement to go home in peace, the law officials cleared the building and everybody even went back into session and validated President Joe. Whoop whoop. Just the fact that, like, while it was happening, I feared something really bad would happen. The fact that people left and they went right back to work was like a beautiful thing. That was really cool. Whoop whoop America. That was awesome. Social media runs on the algorithm. I want to say it again. Algorithm. That stories about division get more clicks. The creators of social media admit to this. Anything that keeps you on their platform longer. Like, we are the product. Social media makes money by selling our information. Just who do we follow on social media? What keeps us on their site longer so they can make more advertising money? Now, what happened was a sad moment in our country, and we should mourn it together. But that's not really how things work anymore. People are using this already to ramp up division and hatred. Some people may have woken up the next day and were called racist immediately by a woke family member. Not because they're actually racist, but just because they're white. This can't be the new normal, but it might be. I like to make fun of white people. There's a lot of stuff to make fun of white people about. But I like to make fun of everybody equally. I'm an equal opportunity offender. My opinion is that comedy helps everything. My best friends are black, and any opportunity I have to crack a racist joke, I do it because comedy over everything. Comedy is not always pretty. Steve Martin. Rest in peace. Oh, he's not dead. I think he's very healthy, actually. Love Steve Martin. And then my friends will make a racist crack back at me, and it's all love. When the chaos was happening yesterday, of course I found humor in it. A redneck with horns in the VP seat in the Senate? What's funnier than that shit? It's sad, of course, but hilarious at the same time. And those two things can be true at the same time. Yes, there are racist people out there. And if you're a racist watching my show, fucking stop being racist. Don't watch my show. Fuck you. But I believe there are less racist people out there than there were 20 years ago. And then much less than there were 40 years ago. But if you take the woke anti-white crew into consideration, I don't know. Maybe there's more racism now than ever. You can't drive forward with your car in reverse. The more you know. I see it as a cultural trend, and I hope it passes. Love does indeed trump hate, and we need to learn how to get along again. Just go out in the world with a kind heart and love everybody until they give you an actual reason not to. Because today, everything is politics. And that's the word.